Okay, so we got our shipment in today. We got a few interesting things, actually quite a variety of new things. We got Manhattan Project back in. Our distributor's starting to get low, so we got a couple copies just in case. This is a great worker placement game. It's basically all about the nuclear race, trying to get the nuclear bomb, trying to build it, and it's a big worker placement game. We also got the expansion for it, second stage. For party games, you also got categories in. We got the two versions of Pass the Pigs. Got Pass the Pigs and the Pig Party version. And we also got a Deluxe Pit. They had a customer that was asking about it earlier last week, and we got it back in. We have the basic one with just the cards. This one has like the cool little call bell, so it's like a much nicer version. And we also got LCR Wild. That's been that's a real popular game around here. It's like a little simple, real simple little dice game. I had a customer tell me they actually like this one better than the original because apparently I haven't played it, so I can't say for sure personally. Apparently you roll the dice and it comes with a wild symbol and you're able to pull for someone else's pot. At least that's how I was told. But they seem to really like it even better than the original. We also got Parade. I think I explained this one before. It's a big line type game and it's been pretty popular locally. Then we got Animal Upon Animal. This is a new one for us. We've been trying to get this one in for a while. As you can see, over 600,000 sold, so it's quite it's done quite well. It's a bit of a dexterity type game where you have to build all these animals atop of other ones. I'm trying to think of that old myth about how the earth was like held up by a bunch of animals standing atop of each other. It's kind of what it reminds me of. And see, we also got, we're trying to get the main game in. We got the expansion, one of the expansions for Civilization in the board game. This is the Fame and Fortune. We're trying to get the main game, like I said, in, and hopefully it might be in next week with some luck. Sometimes games just take a while for the publishers to come back in with it. We also got a couple of the Catan games, the regular Catan, obviously, the original board game. There's also Struggle for Catan, which is a card game. And there's also another, it's way over here. We got the Rivals for Catan. The difference is the Rivals for Catan is a two-player card game. I heard lots of great things about this, and there are a lot of great two-player games available outside of abstract type games, but I heard a lot of great things about this one as a two-player game. We also got a couple expansions available for it, the Age of Enlightenment and Age of Darkness. They're kind of all over the place right now. And let's see, and the Struggle for Catan is a multiplayer game. I believe it goes up to 5 or 6 players, but that's basically it's a similar game otherwise. We also got some new play mats in. We're trying to get these back up with our other ones, so we'll have those up and displayed properly. These are really nice images on these play mats. These are mostly for collectible card games like Magic the Gathering type of thing. We also got Boss Monster back in, and also a couple versions of Gloom. We got the original Gloom, and also this is the Fairy Tale Gloom. I haven't played the Fairy Tale Gloom before, but I've been hearing a lot of great things about it. So it really works well with that whole Gloom idea, the whole Brothers Grimm things. So it works really well for if you like that storytelling type of game. We've got Suro of the Seas and the original Suro back in stock. Suro is probably our more popular games, pretty much for everybody, but especially for families, since there's no reading involved. Even adults really love it too because it plays really quick and it's not super thinky. It's a little bit of strategy, but not super heavy, so it has pretty widely popular around here. And we got the Coup Reformation expansion back in. And we got the latest Netrunner data pack in, the business first one. And we got Carcassonne Dead of Winter. The Dead of Winter is basically, this is just regular Carcassonne with some wintry themes. The regular Carcassone's been trying to get back into circulation for a while, but it's been out for a bit. You could play the regular expansions with this version of Carcassonne. The only thing is, like, if you're going to use an expansion with it, you're going to have like a block of wintry looking tile and a regular springtime, we'll call it, looking tile. So it'll be odd, but functionally it works fine. This one actually has more tiles. I'm trying to find where it said. There we go. Features 12 extra tiles. I'm not exactly sure what that entails. So it has a few extra tiles than the actual original one version of Carcassonne has. But this is definitely a modern classic level type of stuff. And we got Think Again. But it's been seeing a bit of a trend in party type games where they try to trip up your brain and how it thinks. This is just another one. So basically there's you're trying to answer all these questions, and they flip over one of these cards, and depending on which card they're showing, you see there might be the green one or the other, or one of the other symbols, like 3 different symbols, but on one set of them you have to answer truthfully, or if it's the opposite, you have to basically lie, give a wrong answer. So it's kind of a speed thing, but it's a real interesting thing if you want a little bit of a brain trip. I'll show you that one already. We got Dixit Memories expansion back in. We have a whole bunch of expansions over there, about 3 or 4 of them right now. So and Dixit's a really great party level game, so it's a real popular one too. We got Steampunk Munchkin back in. We had the deluxe in version for a while, and this is their regular version that finally came back in. It's just the basic one. So if you like that steampunk theme and you like Munchkin, this is obviously a no-brainer. And we showed you that one already. And we got Bonanza, Ladies and Gangsters. This one is basically, you play this as a standalone. You could go combine it with some of the other expansions, but these, you can actually play this on its own. You don't need the original version of Bonanza. So if you like Bonanza, which is actually a really great card game, you might want to give that one a shot. And this one's kind of interesting. This is another one of those games. It's a real goofy party games. They have like real simple trivia, but they have these little stunts that you have to do. It's great for laughs and goofiness, but it has this real cool customizable board. So it could be different shapes, and you could change it up quite a bit. So it's real nice for that. And it has some real cool little bits. I like the little pawns. They're pretty unique. And we also got the Rocks, Paper, Scissors, Lizard, Spock dice. If I can say that 5 times fast. So yeah, I feel like that a lot of people were real interested in that for a while, and we finally got it back in. So if you want a real oddball dice, there you go. We also got Zombie Dice 2, the expansion. The expansions are starting to get low, so we finally got them in. And for Leaping Lemmings, almost missed this one. This one actually ordered an error. This is from GMT Games, which is more known for war games. And this is a little interesting game where you have these, you flip over a card and you try to get these sheeps across this the field and jumping off basically do little high dives for different points. So, so if you're standing there and you roll a 4, or you flip over a 4, you actually will get more points. You'll get like one move, then you get some points for that, and you got your scoring track up there. So the further you jump using the flip of the card off the cliff, the more points you'd get on the thing. And it also has these little hawks flying around. So it's a real unusual game for GMT. So, but it's a real unique theme. It's very interesting and unique. But I was trying to order Lemming Mafia, so I ended up getting in that. I was like looked down the wrong column. But this one looks real interesting. And we got D&D, The Curse of Strahd. Basically, this is the Dracula of the Dungeons and Dragons universe. So this one's been had all sorts of buzz about it. So we finally got that in, and they'll be available for all you D&D fans. And finally, we got some T-shirts. We're experimenting. We're trying test driving some T-shirts. These are the Yes We Catan T-shirts, and we got a few other ones, and we got a couple other ones that are coming in. We got another Catan one. Basically, is a wheat brew T-shirt, and we also got Crabs Adjust Humidity. If you're not familiar with that, that's the unofficial expansion for Cards Against Humanity. So I got one of these and I wear it, and it gets all odd looks and people laugh and say, "What's Crabs Adjust Humidity?" It's just a little unusual thing, especially you can't really see, but it's a little crab claw that's kind of adjusting the little dial. It makes sense to them. Says, when you start seeing how crabs, they don't like to be boiled, so they like to adjust the humidity down a little bit. So there's that. And tomorrow we're going to be getting in our puzzles, a little bit more, our second half of our puzzle order, and we're getting some more small order at looks like a Friday. So that will be about it. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.